What is going on, guys? It is Ty the Jeep Guy. Sorry I don't have like a super epic video this week. The Jeep has a couple of kind of like house list things I gotta get taken care of on it before I can get out and start enjoying the hills a little bit more. The trails open here in the Black Hills on May 15th, and I'm hoping to have everything done before those trails open up. Now, I guess in this video I'm just gonna go over the things that need to get done. Unlike a lot of really big YouTubers, I don't have just, hey, this company, send me some parts. I don't have that. I gotta save up to get things installed. I gotta save up to buy the part in general, or I gotta find the time to install parts myself and get things done. So, like I said, be patient. There's a couple things that I'll get done. I've already got a couple things ordered, mainly from Dirtbound Off-Road and Iron Rock Off-Road. So I'm gonna get right into everything that needs to get taken care of. So right off the bat, the first thing I gotta get taken care of is my shock setup in the rear. I ended up doing the Zone Off-Road lower shock mounts, which moved them up onto the axle tube a little higher. However, I never changed out my shocks. I had shocks with enough length for 4.5 inches of lift, whereas I should have measured, and I ended up destroying the shocks and bending the absolute crap out of the mounts. So I've got new shock mounts on order. A friend of mine by the name of Chris, really big XJ guy, he's gonna be burning those in for me. Once those get here, I'll be able to measure everything for like the bump stops. I also ordered the bump stop plate for the U-bolts. I've got longer bump stops on there now, and then I just have to measure for shocks and figure out what shocks I'm gonna order and get, and once they get here, I should be able to put them on. So the next thing that I had to order was a set of bumper builder brackets and a steering box, I guess, spacer. It's something super common that goes out on Cherokees. I went ahead and ordered those things mainly because I have got an ARB front bumper. It's off of a ZJ. However, with some modification, you can get it to work on a Cherokee. Majority of the dimensions line up. I am gonna have to trim where the fender flares are gonna meet up with the bumper just a little bit because I've got those Superior fender flares on there. So once those get in, hopefully I'll be able to get started right away on that. And then one more project I've got for the Cherokee. I do have that motor I've been tearing into. However, I've decided to hold off on that. The motor I've got in there, I think it's gonna tick along for quite some time. I don't think I'm gonna have really any issue with it blowing up anytime soon. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. I have got those gears and a limited slip that I really want to get into the Jeep by the time May 15th comes around. I want to have those 410s and that limited slip up front. So that is something else. Unfortunately, I know nothing about installing gears. I don't really have the place to do that. So a coworker of mine has offered to help me out, and I will just pay him to have those installed professionally. So other than that, the next step is just stuff I've got going on with the Grand Cherokee, which I'll dive into a little bit on that. So next project, the Grand Cherokee. That is turned into my daily driver. It is a vehicle that I can throw my kayak on top and go out kayaking. I can pack my fly rods in it, go fly fishing. I can throw my bike on the back and go mountain biking. It is a vehicle that I drive every day. I want to keep it small, but I also want to keep it more of a rig that I can just use. So I've got a Smitty built 9,500 pound winch for it, along with synthetic winch line. I've got a nice little pile of parts here as well that are going to be going on it once I find the time and the funds once again. I've got like a brush guard, rock rails, that kind of thing. They need sandblasted so I can clean them up, look a little bit more presentable, put them onto the Jeep. My main
goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
plan is to get a hidden winch mount to go behind the bumper. I don't want to do a huge off-road bumper on the front of that thing. I want to make it look like it should have come from the factory, how it's going to be set up. Like I said, guys, sorry this wasn't like a really big off-road get out and explore the hills video. I just need to get a couple things taken care of on Judith before I start going back out in the hills. Some of them are pretty important, like rear shocks. Other than that, as soon as those things are done, I'll be able to get back out in the hills. I will be taking you along as I get those things installed and I start putting in work into it just to show certain things getting done, just because it's a cool process. And it'll be cool to look back and see, all the stuff I've gotten to do over time. I really wish I had started this channel back when I first got the Jeep so you could see where it went from being bone stock to where it is now. So I hope to catch you guys out on the trails and keep on jeeping on. I'm going to leave you with a couple drone shots of the beautiful Black Hills, and I'll catch you in the next video.